Good morning, everyone. Welcome to session 28, Fixing Chords, well, of jazz and rock and roll horns. For all you piano players and guitar players and rhythm aces out there. Last session we talked about strong chord changes as opposed to weak chord changes. Weak chord changes are diminished, augmented chords, and minor six chords. And we are discovering how we can change those chords into stronger chord changes, which are your majors, one in major and minor, your one in major and minor, your two in major and minor, and your five in major and minor. Those are your definitive chords. They define key center. The other ones are weak. They don't define anything. So we're learning how we substitute out the weak chords for the strong chords. So last time we talked about minor sixth, how we can change a minor six to a minor six chord into a 2 flat 5 chord or a dominant chord, depending on the chords that are following before and after. Okay, so let's look at augmented. So let's say we have a C plus chord. Okay, it's a treble clef, and the C plus chord is C, E, and G sharp. Okay. What's interesting about this chord, and it's symmetrical, meaning it's major thirds. Just like it's almost the opposite of a diminished chord where they're all minor thirds. These are major thirds. So check this out. This is C. This is in a C augmented chord. This is the root, the third, and the plus 5. Now this also can be an E augmented chord, where this is the root, the third, and the plus 5, or it can be a flat plus. Make that a plus there. So our G sharp is the same as A flat, right? And our C and our E natural gives us our, so all those. So what we want to do is we want to change these out to a dominant chord. Okay, the best way to do it, and these pretty much end up being plus 11 13 chords. In the last session I said that they mainly turn into dominant chords with a flat 13. But if you look at these, if we take this C, let's say we have let's say we have F minor, and we have a C plus like that, and then we have an E flat or something. Okay, if we have the C augmented chord, okay, if we just drop this down a whole step, what does that give us? It gives us B flat. Okay, so there's our B flat note. So now what we have is we have the root, the 9, the plus 11. Here's the root, the 9, the plus 11, and the G sharp is our flat 7. Okay, the only thing we're missing is a third. We could stick the third. Well, we could go up to here, stick a B flat there, or we could stick a third in there. But you get the drift. Okay? So if we have, let's say we have an example that is C plus, okay? And then we have F major 7, right? This can also turn to a, here's our E, or here's our A flat, right? Basically the rule of thumb is this. You see an augmented chord, move the root of that augmented chord down a whole step, okay? But the other thing is the same notes make up a C augmented, E augmented, and an A flat augmented. So the best movement for C to F, augmented to F, would be an F sharp. So what I would do is I would take my A flat and move that down a whole step, and now I have F sharp 9 plus 11. Okay? That's what we have. So here's our C. Here's our C the third plus 5 root to an F major 7. Okay? So if we make this, F sharp is like a dominant approach chord, right? It's like a half step, it's our passing, right? So that moves right to the F. So we take this, and if we put an F sharp down here, and then we stick a 7 here, E natural. Well, here's the E natural there. We don't need that. Here's an F sharp. Let's move the F sharp up to there. F sharp, here's your root, your 7, okay? And then G sharp is your 9, okay? And then here's your plus 11, is your C, is your plus 11, okay? So all we got to do now is, we need a third. So let's put in F sharp. There's a third right there. We need that. So basically, the notes in these augmented chords become our upper extensions of the chord. So, if this was a different scenario, if this wasn't C to F, if it was a different scenario, then this middle chord could be different. So, if like this E chord would be down a whole step, would become a D 9 plus 11. Okay, so that's how that works. It's all going to be determined by the chords happening before and after your augmented chord to determine what's going to work. Let's try a different example of this. Anyway, there's the iPhone until I get a new egg timer. My old one died, so I'm using my cell phone for now. But we'll continue on this a little bit. I want to cover some more information on how to fix, non-definitive chords. And keep in mind when you're writing your chord changes out, chords fall in a certain pattern. They will all typically fall on strong beats, which is beat 1 and 3 of the bar. Chords that typically fall on 2 and 4 of the bar, which are weak beats, are going to be passing chords pretty much. And I've seen guys write charts where they'll want to write every little passing chord. You can do that, but really what's the main crux of the harmony is what's happening on beat 1, beat 3, and that sort of thing. So keep that in mind when you're working with chord changes. Anyway, shoot me an email, fred@fredstickleymusic.com, right there. Love to hear from everybody. Sign up for the free ebook if you haven't done so already, and we'll be in touch. I love hearing from everybody all around the globe. It's really fun for me. So until then, we'll talk to you later. Thanks for stopping by.